Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. This is the MT4 Professional presentation of trading strategies using the MT4 Professional Scanner. We're going to be going over a few disclaimers, but we'll get right into the webinar. This is a live presentation, so if you have any questions or comments, then over on the right-hand side of your GoToWebinar control panel is a questions pane. Please enter your question or comments there. We'll be more than glad to get to them in the order that they are received. I want to make sure everyone knows that we are here for educational purposes only, that MT4 Professional and Resilient Traders are not investment advisory service. We're not registered trading advisors, so we cannot give you specific trade advice. What we can do is teach and train you how to use our platform and system on the live edge of the market to develop a trading plan using your own indicators, your own system and rules, to develop a trading plan that is both consistently profitable and successful. Trading with futures, stocks, forex, options, and cryptocurrency has a large potential for rewards. You can make a lot of money, but there's also a large potential for risk, and you can lose a lot of money. Past performance is not indicative of future results, so please don't trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. There's no representation being made that any account will grow in size after using our platform. But if you do need advice, please consult a competent financial advisor before you start trading or investing in any of these markets. Never ever trade in a live account until you have first proven that you can consistently and profitably trade in a simulated account. And that's when you start working on the mind game. That's the true heart of trading right there. I am Randy Lindsay, your trade coach and operations director here at MT4 Professional. Joining me today is Claudio Cardinale. He's our product development director and our technology guru. He is also our primary programmer. So anything that needs to be done technically, he takes care of that as well. We're here today to talk about trading strategies using the platform. We're going to talk about a market scanner and what is MT4 Professional. I'll definitely give you a live demonstration of our platform. And toward the end of the presentation, I'll make a very special offer for those of you who aren't already on our trial or already using the platform. Today's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to ask you a quick question. I've got a poll I'm going to launch real quick and ask you about if you're currently using the platform or using MT4 Professional, because that way it'll help me in structuring the rest of the presentation. Because if we have a class full of current users, then I'm not going to go into as much depth about the basics of the scanner and what MT4 Professional is, and I'll spend a lot more time on the platform itself. All right. All right, you can see we have about a third of the class wants to know a little bit more. About 2/3 of the class are already using it. I love it. So thank you very much for that. We'll go ahead and go through a brief presentation of what it's all about to let you know a little bit more about it. And then we're going to go into a demonstration. I got a quick question here. I would like to use alerts more and be notified of opportunities by phone or email. Great. I'll be sure and go over that during today's presentation. Absolutely. Trading strategies. There are a lot of strategies that people use that are very successful, and some aren't so successful. So there's always a bunch of different strategies that you can go through and set up. Some of the more popular ones that we find on our platform are the following. EMA and price is a strategy. It's pure price actions, looking at the close of price relative to a 15-period exponential moving average. It's pretty successful because it's just looking at a pure price action move relative to a moving average. The next one is a MACD and signal. It's probably the most used of those on the list. The MACD is a moving average convergence divergence indicator that has a signal line, which is basically a moving average of the MACD, and gives you a indication of whether it is in a bullish or bearish trend, if it's overbought or oversold, and so forth. So it's a great indicator for helping you to see that. There's the moving average crossover itself, where you've got two or more different moving averages, either exponential or simple. They can be complicated or complex in many ways, but when you have a price or a moving average crossing another one, it's usually indicative of a trend change or entrance into a consolidation area, or maybe even a reversal if it's strong enough. So it's a pretty popular indication of trading and potential trends. And then there's a combination of the strategies, the EMA and price, the MACD and signal, and relative strength if you're looking for a measure of overbought or oversold or trend in strength. There are stochastics, Bollinger Bands. There's so many indicators out there that you can see. They take all day just to go over those. But you can combine many different indicators into a single strategy that can be very profitable. And last but not least is the ever popular alligator indicator, which has three different moving averages. Most people that are using that are on slower or longer time frames. So this is for swing or position type trading, where people are trading off of half day, daily, weekly, or even monthly timeframes. The MT4Professional Scanner can scan in real time all of these strategies, plus many more, and it can alert you when the conditions are met for a potential trade. So what is a market scanner and what is MT4Professional? So if you're looking at MT4, you're considering all 50 Forex pairs, 20 CFDs, 9 different time frames. That's more than 630 different combinations to look for a potential trade setup. If you're looking at just a single trade pair, then you're probably missing a lot of opportunities. So do you really think you're able to do this manually and find opportunities that are going on? Because there's always a trend going off somewhere, but you want to be able to find them. A scanner is a perfect solution for that. If you're using a scanner on multiple instruments, then it's the best way to correlate and diversify your portfolio and to make sure that your trading is more profitable. So if they're uncorrelated, which means that they're trading without relationship, like a dollar yen as opposed to the pound euro. So they're not real directly correlated in any way. So trading off different instruments when they are moving is a great way to stay diversified. So looking specifically at a scanner, if you're looking at the symbols and a potential spreadsheet layout like you see over here on the right, you want to be able to see on any time frame that you're interested in whether that instrument is bullish, bearish, or presenting itself in a potential trade setup, either for an entry, an exit, or whatever. So a scanner is something that should automatically scan for the entire market that you present it based on whatever rules that you want to use to make these colors change, and based on any indicator that you want to use. So while it's not sitting here providing you signals, it is a tool that allows you to analyze your strategies to give you an indication of whether you're ready for a trade or not. A simple example is the cross of two moving averages. Here I have set up an MA15 and an MA30. If the MA15 crosses above or greater than the MA30, that's considered a bullish cross. I want my sell to be green if that's the case. A bearish cross would be if the 15 crosses under or below the moving average. That would be a bearish cross. So on my spreadsheet, I want to see red for bearish crosses and green for bullish crosses, and I want to be able to determine what they are for any symbol that I select, no matter the time frame I use. So that's the idea behind that. So you can see that the Euro US dollar then on two different time frames is a great long-term trend. You can also see the pound, the Canadian, and Swiss are all in long-term short trends. So you can see from very quickly which ones are in longer term trends and which ones are not. I can also see the transition players, that the dollar yen is transitioning from a long trend into a potential short trend, but we don't know that yet because we see that the 1 minute has just started to change. So that could be a reversal. It could be a short-term correction, because if this turns back green, then I'm back in my long-term trend, which is a great place to get back on an existing trend. If that red trend holds and my 5 minute turns red, then I know that I've transitioned into a reversal or a potential longer term short trend, and that is the best time to get in at the initiation of the trade. So the scanner is a great tool to help you to see that when you have a strategy that shows you the output like this. So you can look across all of your symbols very quickly and not miss a trade. Here's another example. A scanner should be automatically trending and showing you data. So what you have to focus on then are the more important things, like setting up your trade, managing your trade, getting your mindset where it really needs to be, not on, oh, I've got to go find something to trade. So the Market Scanner does all that work for you. Not only does it find the trades, it alerts you when the conditions are met and are favorable for an entry or an exit condition. Another example here is EMA and price. Simple 15-period exponential moving average and close of price. If price closes greater than the EMA, I want to see a green sell. If it's less than the EMA, I want to see a red sell. And I want to see multiple time frame divergence or characteristics as well. So spreading this strategy out on multiple time frames gives me the opportunity to see longer term trends in either the bullish or the bearish direction, and potential transition plays where you can see, for example, the Bitcoin has gone bullish in the 1 minute but is trending bearish, very much like we saw on the moving average crossover. But this is where you've got price action relative to that EMA showing you that move. So you're going to get a much quicker response on a 1 minute, but you wait it out. And like you see up here, the pound dollar had a red transition that went to a red 5 but held a green 15, but the 5 went back red. Now the 1 has gone back green. So if the 5 transitions to a green, then you've got a alignment again and a realignment or a trend that's gone back into the longer time frame. Now, when we talk about multiple time frames, and trading with multiple time frames is a great way to increase the probability that you will have a profitable trade. It's due to correlation. If you are trading in the direction of the longer term trend, then you can see that your faster time frames are going to be a whole lot noisier and very choppy. But if you're still trading on these shorter time frames, then if you trade in the direction of the longer term trend, you're going to have a higher probability the trade will end in profit, and you're going to be able to enter with lower risk. So those are the ideal setups for any trade. And so when you correlate your trade to the longer term cycles, you're going to be holding through the potential drawdowns until the cycle starts to change. If you are trading against the overall cycle, make sure that you keep your profit targets short, take profits regularly, and stick it out until the overall trend starts to change. So if we had a market scanner that could search for these types of setups based on our own rules and then verify that with multiple time frame analysis, that would be an extremely profitable tool, don't you think? So very quick example of that, same spreadsheet type layout. You're looking at multiple indications on this particular strategy. I want to see price closing greater than my 15-period exponential moving average. I'm looking right here at this blue crosshair. All right. I will also, at that same point, I need to see there is a bullish MACD crossover. Here, the histogram has crossed greater than the red signal line, so that is also a bullish indication. I also need to see that the relative strength indicator is in a positive slope. That means it is trending in strength and supporting my move. It's also coming out of an oversold condition, which adds strength to the existing position. So this looks like a great entry point. Now let's validate that with our multiple time frames. On our second time frame, which is a daily chart, then I want to see a bullish MACD cross, and I need to see that relative strength is supporting the direction of my move. On the third time frame, all I need to see is the relative strength is supporting the move. Now, that's a weekly chart, but if the weekly relative strength is trending up, then that's all I need. I don't really care what the trend is doing or what the MACD is doing itself. For this particular strategy, I want to see when the initial time frame is strong. And so if I have support on all three time frames, that's a great place to trade. And as you can see, that trade ended up to be a really good trade with over 300 pips of profit on that move. So by taking trades that are in harmony with the longer time frames, I get a lower risk trade and a higher probability for a profitable end. So the powerful combination of that is that you can use your own strategies and your own setups, and a scanner like MT4Professional can do that for you in time. So the problem that we ran into when we were coming up with it was that we could not find any other scanners out there that did what we wanted it to do. What we did find had a lot of problems. They were too complex to configure, which meant you had to have a programmer or be a programmer in order to use it. It was unstable, or maybe even a single tool that wasn't integrated with the whole system. It was incompatible with a lot of indicators, or there were a lot of other issues that we ran into. So what we decided to do is create MT4Professional ourselves for our own daily trading. A lot of people found out about it and wanted to know more about it, so we let it out, and now it is the #1 market scanner on MT4 and MT5. It's a tool that allows you to instantly scan the market for setups that match your own unique rules and criteria, and alerts you to the fact that the trade is ready to go. And it's one of the only tools that greatly increases the ability to enable multiple time frame technical analysis, which really is difficult to do on MT4 and MT5. So our crowdfunding effort is live. I'll go into that really quickly. The trading market scanner is what we're calling it. What it is a strategy, a software that is a standalone mobile market scanner. It's not linked to any specific platform. It's a standalone. So like MT4Professional, it's just like what you're using on MT4, MT5, but you don't have to have your MT4 running. It's able to scan in real time all of your strategies. It's not limited to just Forex, CFDs, but it also opens the window for you to be able to trade stocks and crypto and so forth straight out, not CFDs, and in your existing accounts. You can trade on any platform, any instrument, anytime the market is open. So it's a great way to exercise your scanner and receive real-time alerts for whatever your setups are on your mobile devices. So we're currently pursuing crowdfunding to launch this venture. And if you want to participate in that and be share owners in this through the funding category, then we have set up a page for that. It's called wefunder.com Trading Market Strategies. Let me put that into the chat box there for you. And what that does is it allows you to get involved with us and on the ground floor of this venture startup. So there are perks available if you choose to invest with us. So make sure that you read the page and look at what what's available for you, and let you know. We are currently testing the waters to make sure there is sufficient support. So I want to make sure that you understand that we are testing the waters with that, and to gauge interest on that. So we're not offering for you to buy anything. If you try to buy anything, then it won't be accepted. So we're trying not to solicit or ask for any money at this point. No. What we want you to do is give us your interest. We need to be able to see a candid interest on that. And until we have received a Form C through WeFunder's platform, it's a totally third-party platform that we're using, then it will everything will go under that indication. So no money will be collected of any kind. So we're not trying to scam you or pull any money from you. This is an actual venture startup, and we're trying to get crowdfunding for it. So let's get into the software right now. Let me pull that up. There it is. All right, this is standard MT4. If you can see, I've got 3 different charts set up. I'm not using MT4 Professional at the moment. I wanted to show you the differences and show you some of the features that have greatly improved the MT4 or MT5 platform. You can see I've got 3 different time frames, but I have no way of linking cursors or identifying particular points of interest. Like right here, this potential reversal point on the Euro US dollar on my hourly chart, I have to physically look at the date and the time on the bottom in order to align that to see if indeed this is the same point that I'm looking for. And then on my 15-minute, I need to see that that also is the same point. So it would be nice if I had ability to link all 3 of these windows at the same time and automatically see that. I see this as a key reversal point, and I want to be able to jump on that when the time is right. The same with the overhead. This is also a weakness spot to see. I want to be able to see that. Also, if I want to quickly jump over to the pound US dollar, well, I've got 3 windows open, so I'll have to go over here and find the pound US dollar, and then I'm going to have to physically drag and drop that pound US dollar over onto each one of these windows. While that's not necessarily difficult, it is a little tedious if you have to do that very often. And then you obviously lose vision of your Euro US dollar if you used to be able to see that. Also, I like real estate. So if I expand my window and I want to be able to see all of the screen, then you can see I have a lot of wasted space out here that I'm physically going to have to drag my windows to fix it. Okay, I have to pull them out there and okay. Oh no, these aren't the same size. I'm going to have to do a little, so I'm wasting time doing this. I could go under the window here and I could tile them as long as I hit the right button here vertically. There you go. And that fixes the problem. But what if I had different size windows? If I tried to do any of these type of scaling arrangements, then it would just mess everything completely up. And I don't really like that. If I go back to my regular mode, you can see it chops everything off, and so I have to go through the exact same thing again. I think that's the one. Yeah. So it's not optimal. It's not the best way to do that. So be able to click on a single symbol, being able to link multiple charts together, being able to use the features like scanning. Those are the things that our professional platform provides. So let's pull up the MT4 Professional platform. It's set up as a profile on your profile list. So when you are using it as a on your trial, it will come up under the profile list. You can, sorry about that. Oh, hit it outside of the window there. So this right here is a quick link to your profiles, or if you go under File, Profiles, then you can see that same profile list there. So I'll pull up my MT4 Professional profile. And first thing you'll see is a configuration selection page. It's not a setup of charts just by default, which you're used to, but what it is, it's a little bit different way of looking at how things are configured. So this allows you to set your charts up on a configuration basis, and you can go over each one of the charts individually. Like if I'm looking for my strategy, EMA, and price, then I select that one and load it up. Then I have charts and strategies already pre-configured and ready to go based upon that specific strategy. I have a symbol list that's set up, scanning multiple timeframes scanning, and I have multiple chart timeframes. I have my crosshair and the appearance or the look of the charts are all set the way I want it to look. First thing I want you to see is that the crosshairs show that the charts are completely linked on all three timeframes. I have a vertical, which gives me my time, and I have the horizontal, which gives me my price integration on all of my charts. You can see that same place that I was looking at earlier on the euro US dollar. If I were to click on that, then you can see that I have all three of my charts automatically linked to that. Now I've got the button here tagged, so let me untag that on those, so that when I do go over here and click on this, they'll stay put. So I can see that at these specific points that this is a clear reversal setup, and I'm looking for this really nice consolidation period to break away. So when I see the breakout that's starting to come right here, validated by right here and here, then I've got a really good entry to a potential trade setup. So I like the ability to look at multiple time setups. So looking at the configuration, if I were to click the configuration button and pull this up, I can click the edit button if I've created my own. These are all ones that I've created. What's included on the setup are all of the presets. Now these are ones, if I were to select, I can't edit them. They won't allow me to edit them because they are all of the examples that we've provided to you absolutely free with the platform. But what you do is you click the create your custom configuration. And what that will do is it'll allow you to now go through and select any of the platforms or strategies that we have for you, any of the examples, anyone that anyone has sent to you, or that you've already created. If you've created something else, you can create a copy of it, and then what you can do is edit it once you've created it. So I'll go through and edit that. And what you see over here on the right is not a chart, it's just a picture of a chart. And it's blue because it shows you that you can click on it. And on the left is a picture of the scanner setup panel. And this is a way to get to the configurations of either one. So on the right-hand side, I click on the chart, and this gives us the ability to set up the charts the way that we like them. So you set the time frame with simple pull-down menus. You set the template with either a simple pull-down menu if you have more than one, or you click the plus sign, and that allows you to go to your repository for your templates and select any template that you have created and use that as the setup. We're using the EMA and price, and that's part of the strategy that's provided for you. It's saved in the cloud, so it's downloaded from the cloud and displayed on your platform. So if you right click on the chart and save the template that's currently there as a onto your hard drive, then give it the same name and it'll always come up like that for you, looking just like that. Otherwise, you set your own up and give it your own name and then plug it in here and it'll go like that every time. So I have 3 different charts set up. Notice this one here is bigger than the other 2. I like it that way. If you want to add a different chart, you just click the button to add a separate chart setup. You can tile the charts now that you have 4 different chart setups. This one, I'll set it to a 1 minute. So you have a 1, 5, 15, and 30. And I'll use the same EMA and price strategy. So there it is. That's how you set up 4 different charts. I particularly like it this way. If you don't like it that way, you want to tile them a different way, then you can, of course, tile them, make them all vertical, make them all horizontal, put them into 3 rows if you wanted to, 4 rows to make them set up differently, 4 columns, 2 columns, so forth. So whatever. So if you don't like the way it's set up, then you just get rid of them and create more. So I click that 4 times. I want to tile them. So now you can see I've got 4 different charts, and all I have to do is just set it up the way that I want. 5, 15, 30, and hourly. Which template? Oh, this template. You don't have to use the same template. You can use any template you want. You can see how easy it is to use it, to manipulate it. If you want to make something a little bit bigger, then just you can get rid of one, resize the other one, and so forth. And so it's that easy. You can move things around. So if you like certain things, so it's a great way to do that. I'm going to cancel to show you that that's the way it's set up. Over on the left-hand side is the scanner panel. It allows you to go in and edit your symbol list. So this is a picture of a symbol list. Once you click that, then it shows you what the current symbol list is that I have on my scanner. If I want to change that in any way, then I just click the X button to get rid of the symbol that is there. Or if I want to add anything, then I go over here on the left, and these are every symbol that you have available to you from your broker. And all you have to do is find the symbol either by scanning or by searching, typing in the criteria. Here I'll type in EUR, and so anything with the euro symbol will automatically be selected there. So if I have the Euro Aussie, for example, and I want to add that to my list, then right click, and then there's the Euro Aussie on my list. Again, if I don't want it, I can just get rid of it, and it's all done like that. So very simple and easy to use. Once you have a symbol list that you like, then just click the OK button, and you'll be done. Once you have the changes, go through your scanner panel setup. If you click on the scanner, then this is where the rules are that give you the color changes. If you want to have real-time notifications, and I think this is one of the questions that we're going to, using alerts and setups, either by phone or by email, then this is where you turn them on. And this is the starting place for setting them up. You have a rule, and once that rule is satisfied, then if you have real-time notifications turned on with this check mark right here, then you click that and it will automatically set the alerts on for your MT4 platform. All right. It'll also send you alerts via the members area of the website. And if you have enabled it, it will also send your phone or your Telegram account live real-time alerts. And your phone will be also set up for SMS messages. If you have fast time frames, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, then you could potentially get a lot of alerts. So make sure that your strategy and your symbols are good before you start turning on and getting notified of symbols, because you will get notified an awful lot if you have a fast time frame. But it's beautiful for the longer time frames. You can set up for any time frame. You can set up multiple time frames. So I can click this and it'll go to and give me another setup for a time frame. All I have to do is turn on my color rule and that one is good to go. And then I can set up another one. In this case, I'll go for a 4 hour. Let's see. Yep. Make sure my color rule is turned on. See how quick and easy it is to set it up. And then once you do that, you can, of course, add more. So you can add all of the time frames if you want to set it up that way. So very simple and easy to use. But each one of these have a color rule assigned to it. You can have more than one color rule as well. So if you have multiple color rules, then all of the rules that are within that category will show up under the 5-minute time frame. I'll show you examples of that a little bit later, but initially, let's click the edit icon underneath this panel to show you what the actual rule is for this. This is an EMA and price strategy. So like I said in the presentation, I'm looking for the close of price to be greater than or equal to the 15-period exponential moving average. This is an indicator that I've pulled in and linked to the program. This is the closing price indicator that we've pulled in and linked to the program, and I'm comparing the two with the operator. If this is true, I get a green sell condition, which is bullish. That's what I want. Of course, I can choose any color I like. So if you don't like green, but you like blue, then you can set that to be a blue sell color, and that'll give you a indication that you're long. If I have more than one condition, like a relative strength or a MACD, then you can click the plus sign and add the multiple conditions that you want to add. It's by choosing the indicator from any of the indicator categories that you have available on your platform. Set it up using the parameters that's set up. And then if it has multiple outputs, then make sure the selection of the mode is set up to do that. So in this case, you want to look to see if you're using the base indicator, which for a MACD is the histogram, or the signal line, which is the red line. So you have to set up either or if you want to do a comparison. So the first one, comparing item A, I'm going to set it to a base indicator. Select OK. So notice it came up as a MACD base indicator. Now I want to do the same thing. I want to make sure that that is greater than my signal line. So I've got to go through the exact same thing and set it up for the signal line. So I click the plus sign, choose the indicator, pull up the MACD, and set it to the signal line. Click OK. So I have two instances of the same indicator, but on this one, I'm using the indicator, base indicator, and the second one, I am using the signal line. Okay, so what this is going to do is going to look at both indications, both conditions. Close has to be greater than the EMA, and MACD histogram has to be greater than my signal line. This is a double condition that both have to be true. If either of these are not true, this is not true. So it goes over and does the next condition. It'll ask the next condition set to. Oh, close a price less than the EMA 15. And let me just pull this down since I've already set it up. And the base indicator is less than the signal line. Boom. Now I have my bearish setup. So if this is not true, then it tests to see if this is true. If either of these are not true, then by default, it will go into the default color yellow, telling you that the Strategy is not completely set up and you need to wait for a clear signal. And that's the way it's set up. If you have more than 2 conditions to test for, then voila, here's an additional test parameter that you can add to the setup to, if it tests for this and it fails, you can test for this. If it tests for that and fails, then it will test for this. If it tests for this and fails and there are no other tests, then it will select the default color. Okay, so Almiro wanted to know, how do I scan the gold dollar symbol? You can see I've got it set up over here on my list right here. All you have to do is just pull it up from your symbol list. You can type in XAU from the initial symbol list and it should find it for you. If it doesn't find it, that means it's not provided by your broker. You need to contact your broker to make sure that you can pull it up and use it that way. Once you've set up your conditions and you like them, if there's anything you need to change, it's real easy to remove a condition that's set up. While this is still open, all of those indicators are still loaded and you can put them back in again. But once you close this window, then anything that's not currently in use will go away, just for cleaning things up. And notice I gave it the name main CR, main color rule. Well, that can be applied to any of the timeframes that I have available here just by simply turning it on or off. See? If I have more than one color rule, then I can select which one I want turned on, or all of them for that matter. Okay. Once you have finished making your changes, here's where you pull up that symbol list I showed you earlier. Just type XAU, and this will pull up all of the gold denominated symbols there, and find the US dollar one that you're interested in and add it to your specific list. Like I said, if you do this and you don't see gold on the list, contact your broker to see if they can add it for you. Click the Save button. A check mark will appear. Once that's saved, go ahead and close the window and always load the setup, because all the saves are done and saved to the cloud, but you have not reloaded it onto your platform yet. So click the load button. Any changes that you made will now automatically be applied and updated on the screens. And then your scanner will be going through and looking for these potential type setups. Now I'm going to go through and look at another one that has more than one setup. This one right here. This is one that's looking at longer time frames. So this is a 4-hour, a daily, and a weekly setup. Right? So what this is scanning for, it's scanning for 3 different conditions. I'm looking for the demand price, MACD. Here I'm using a relative strength. Let's look at the actual rules. I call it a strong signal, but you can see I have more than one strategy set up. I have a strong signal strategy and I have a trend strategy. So if I'm looking and I only want to see the trend color rule, then I can select it. If I want to see both, then it will put both outputs of this strategy into these single cell. So you'll see multiple settings set up if you do that, which I have an example of that as well. So let's see what this strong signal entails. The strong signal is looking at the MACD, and remember I showed you how we had set up multiple instances of that. This is looking at the base indicator compared to the signal line. So that the MACD is less than the signal line, and if price is less than my 15-period EMA, and if I have a declining relative strength slope, i.e. relative strength 2 bars ago has to be greater than the current relative strength. So in terms of slope, if you look over here on your relative strength, if I look at the current position and I look back 2 bars, then if this is greater than the current, then it's downward slope, losing strength. That's bearish. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for relative strength 2 bars ago compared to the current relative strength, i.e. the current close of price. If this is all true, all 3 conditions, then it will color the cell red. If any of these are not true, then it will test for the bullish condition. Now you can set these up in whatever order. It will always test condition set 1 first. So if you are more inclined to identify or look for the bullish setups first, then set the first condition set to be bullish, and then make your second condition set bearish. I do not have a third condition set. If either one of these are not correct, then it will be yellow. You can see I have a lot of yellow, which identifies to me that there's a lot of consolidation going on, and I'm looking for that consolidation to go away to get me into some nice trends. The first time frame is on the strong signal. The second time frame is on a strong signal. My third time frame, I have it as a trend. I want to see that the longer time directional aspect of that, and I have the trend color rule turned on for it. All I'm doing with the trend color rule is looking at the price relative to the moving average. So in this particular case, I'm looking to make sure that that price is greater than the moving average for a long trend, or that price is less than this moving average for a short trend. And that way, all I have to do is just look over here at my scanner and I can see, okay, long, short, okay? Do I want to take a short trade against the longer, long-term trade setup? And so forth. Those are valid questions. And that's what, as a trader, you want to know that information. And you can set this up to be any way that you like. And finally, a very quick setup. Yeah. Here I'm looking at 3 different time frames, but I'm also looking at multiple strategies or multiple rules that go into a single strategy. So a single strategy for this particular trade setup is I am looking for 3 different indications on the 15-minute time frame. I'm only looking for 2 indications on the second time frame, but I'm looking for 1 only on the third. Very similar to the previous one I was looking at. But in this case, I'm identifying different aspects. So when I see the trend of the instrument I'm looking at white, that means it's congestion, it's consolidating. If I see the momentum dark, that means it's in transition as well. If I see the volume white, that means that's got uncommitted buyers or sellers. There's no pressure being asserted onto that market. Well, look at the time of day and you can see why. So that's what I'm looking for. So on my 15-minute time frame, I want to be able to see I've got bullish volume, bullish trend, bullish momentum. I want to see that, or bearish across the board. Right now, I see a lot of transitions. There's not a lot of strength on anything. Aussie New Zealand does have a strong trend across that trend, volume, momentum coming in. But you can see the second time frame has some weakness on the previous bar, but the current bar is nice and red, and the longer term is also bullish. I'm bearish in this case. So this is probably the best looking of the ones. Looks like the pound Swiss just transitioned over as well. So you can see that coming through. So let's look at the rules for this to show you the setup. Notice that there are multiple strategies here and they're all turned on, which give me the ability to see multiple setups on the same time frame. So the trend strategy is looking for the indicator to tell me, in this case, it's the Hawkeye indicator, output 1. Output 1 is the long or bullish output. Output 2 is the short or bearish output. And output 3 is the neutral or consolidation output. And you can see any of those by opening up the data window. Under the data window, then it should show you the outputs of whatever indicator that you're wanting to use. This indicator set is a bunch of different indicators that was developed from third party, and you can integrate that in with MT4Professional very easily just by using the name and identifying which indicator it is. So here is the Hawkeye trend indicator. The very first one, you can see number 1 comes up as long. The second one comes up as short, and the third one comes up as neutral. So that's 1, 2, 3. So you can see I've got, for the green set, the bullish one, I've got it as 1. Okay. In condition set 2, I am looking at the number 2. And in condition set 3, I am looking at the number 3, white. I want to see if it's neutral. If it's neutral, I'm going to color the cell white, red, or green. And whether it's neutral or not is determined by the output. So I want to see if this output is greater than 0, it means it's fired, it's triggered. So this one and this one is blank. This is the only one that's fired. So when this comes in and tests, this is the only one that will be true. So my cell will be colored red. Very, very simple, very easy to follow. Anyone can set these up if you know what the specific rules are. It's very easy to use. So I have each one of those turned on. One looks at the trend, one looks at the heat map, one looks at the volume, and so forth. On the second one, all I'm looking for is heat map and volume. And on the third one, all I care about is the volume. So those are the things that I'm looking for to get me into a specific trade. On any configuration that you can see here, in the bottom right-hand corner is a share icon. You can share this strategy with anybody else in your trade group just with a single click. By clicking on this, it pulls up the share icon window, and the type in the name or the email address of your partner, and then it'll pull them up and give you the ability to share any of these strategies with them so that everybody is trading on the same page at the same time. And likewise, if someone else has created something, they can share it with you as well. All right, let me go back to my presentation real quick, and then I will get back to finish off the questions that you have. So I want to make a very special offer before we run out of time for those of you who are here for the very first time and want to know more about MT4Professional. So MT4Professional is a full-featured platform for both MT4 and MT5. So when you sign up for it to get your subscription, you get the full platform. You don't get a trial version. You don't get a subset of it. You get every feature that we have fully working for both MT4 or MT5. You get access to our Skype community, which is where all of our traders interact with each other. You get unlimited configuration storage, unlimited Telegram emails, push notifications, and up to 100 SMS notifications per month. If you need more than 100 SMS notifications, then we have packages that you can subscribe to get you more notifications. Usually 100 is more than enough for people if they wanted to be part of that. There are dozens of pre-configured presets, the examples for either MT4 or MT5 available to you free of charge. We offer that for $194 a month coming out, but to give you the opportunity to take it away today, we make it $97 and we give you a 14-day free trial. So we've knocked that down 50% to a monthly $97 price. And this isn't just for the first month or for the first quarter. This is a lifetime subscription that you can cancel at any time, and keep holding on to your discount for as long as you have your subscription. To get started, the link is mt4professional.com/trial. Claudio has put the link in the chat box there, so you can click on it and go to that. Once you do, start your subscription today. 14 days from now, after the 14 days is over, you'll automatically be charged and start your monthly subscription. During that 14-day trial, you can cancel at any time, and not a single penny will come out of your credit card. And you can continue to use the 14-day trial for the duration of the whole 14 days, regardless of the time you cancel. But if you cancel, then the initial price savings that you get goes away. If you do have any questions or comments, then you can always contact us at support@mt4professional.com. Support@mt4professional.com. You'll set up a ticket and we guarantee 24-hour response to get back to you, to have an answer for your question, or to allow you to set up a time to get together with us. All right, so let me get back to my charts here. Is there a plan to have an EA to do this for you? We don't have a plan to do that, but we do have the ability to create an EA for you. So if you are interested in an EA or one developed on a strategy that you have already going, then let us know. We can give you a quote and provide that for you based upon your own strategies and setups if it's an auto trader expert advisor for you. You were able to add the US 30 by dragging it to each chart. Yeah, you can do that, but every time you click on a new symbol, then it'll go away, it'll change. So yeah, you can still do that, and that's not a problem. See, I'm in MT4Professional right now, and I can take any symbol, say the Euro Yen, and drag and drop that onto the chart. It's the Euro Yen. Notice it doesn't change it on the other charts. And if I were to click on the Aussie dollar, the Euro Yen goes away. So you still have the full functionality of MT4 and MT5 available to you at any time. So you don't have to worry about that. And it's all still there. Can you use heat map or pair together with MT4Professional to define entry and confirm by MT4Professional? Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by that, as far as you mean by hot pair or something. If you have an indicator that identifies that, or if any way the output that you're looking for can be displayed in your data window, then we can integrate that and you can use it already right now in your MT4Professional platform. So yes. You can use a heat map or whatever other indicator that you have that's provided for that. But if it's something that just is like a heat map of specific instruments that you want to be able to click on and integrate with, then right now we do not have that functionality in our platform. Everything that we have integrated is all based upon a symbol list that you create. And you can order your symbol list based upon current day's heat map, just create it really quickly, and then you can go through and click through those, and that's probably the quickest way to do that. Are there any other questions? The entry depends on trader experience, and there is other way. Yeah, that's true. For example, you can see that after that reversal, software identified a multiple time frame entry here, and on the fastest time frame at this point right here, okay, you can see that the entry point came actually 2 bars earlier. So by clicking on that, it identified the location, but you can see that the faster time frame had the consolidation and then went into the longer term trend right there. But the actual signal for the trade didn't occur until right there, when all of the conditions were met. That was two time frames past the initial setup. All right, so with the initial time frame set up and this being the entry point, then you can put on whatever rules-based targets that you're looking at trying to trade and see if you can identify a 2-to-1, 3, 5, or even a 7-to-1 profit target based upon the risk that you're willing to put into the trade. So based on this level of stop, or if you're using automatic trailing stops, then you're always going to be staying at least 2 levels behind the current price and allow your trailing stop to follow that. All right, so that's the idea. So if you're looking for specific trade, and that's what this strategy is doing, is looking for these types of alignment across multiple time frames. And when they are fully aligned, then it sits there and lets me know that that occurs. Yeah, if your software can tell you the entry point, like right here, the take profit point, which in this particular case would be right here, and right here, and your stop loss, which initially is right here, but then follows this, then yeah, you've got access to all of that through the software, and you can have triggers or alerts set up to automatically do that. And if you have an EA that's identified or aligned to that strategy, then it would trade it for you automatically. How many accounts are included? You have a live account and a simulated or practice account access under the basic plan. And that's for a single platform. If you have more than one computer, then you can set one up on your live account and have the other one set up on your simulated account. Or if you have a laptop that you want to be able to trade both of them on, then all you have to do is use the members area to switch them out. So let me pull that over for you and show you real quick. This is the MT4 Professional members area. Actually, no, this is the MT4 Professional website. If you click on the sign in button, it will take you to the members page. Here is where you download the software, and we have onboarding steps to walk you through and hold your hand through the whole process of getting going. If you do need to have help getting started, then just we're only one click away from getting that. So over on our solutions page is our quick start guide. What that is that if you click on step number 6, that's our help and documentation center. And then if you click the solutions tab, and unless you want to open up a ticket, then this goes through our knowledge base to help you to see all the user's guide and information that you need in order to get through and use the software on that. So your question was how many is account included? Over here on MT4 account and licenses, this shows you the number of computers or accounts that you currently have set up and available on your license. I have 9 licenses. I have 6 remaining because some of these are turned on and some are turned off. I have 1 real and 4 demo accounts set up. So with the basic plan, you have 1 real and 1 demo account type that you can have running simultaneously, same computer, same platform, different account numbers even, so it doesn't matter. If you need to use a different computer, but you don't have enough licenses, then all you have to do is just click the delete button, remove the license off that computer, and then the next time that you log in on your platform, it'll ask you to log in the first time you use it, and then it will automatically register the license here on the license base. So that way you can switch between platforms at any time that you want to. I didn't show you earlier, but there's a real-time scanner that's also available. So on your mobile device or your browser, if you need to go to lunch somewhere, if you don't want to be tied to your computer, you can pull up your browser and then identify the computer that you're running, and it will automatically pull up the scanner on your mobile device. So you can see this is the same setup that I've got over here. And once it's set up, all you have to do is just click on any of these symbols where you've got a nice clear setup like pound Swiss, for example. And then I click on it here on my mobile device, but notice in the background, it changes the symbol to the pound Swiss. It takes a snapshot and sends it to me. Here I am at lunch, and it does all that for me. So I don't have to worry about missing these types of trades, because when that trade signals and sets up, I want to be notified of it. And when it does, it sends me a picture that this is the notification and that I want to execute a trade with my broker. So I just pull up my trade execution on my mobile device and enter the trade and get back to my lunch. So that's the beauty of the system. It's built for people that don't have to be tied down, and the system just works. Any of these snapshots you can identify, save, and you can even put them into the snapshot gallery. You can tag them on specific things you want. If you make them private, no one else can see them. If you make them public, then the public, it'll allow you to have a link so that you share the link on any of your social media devices, and others then can see the great trade that you just did or the teaching moment that you came across, and you can share that with them and help them to be able to see that setup. All right, so it's a great system, great setup. We will try to put everything together so that you can use it and make it as easy as possible. If you click on the trial link right here, mt4professional.com/trial, then it'll show you the 3 different price categories for each one of the licenses. If you're looking for the gold plan, which is I think what you're referring to there, then you'll probably be interested in that gold plan. A lot of people that trade with a trading group, more than 2 people, use the multiple plans because it's much more cost effective for 4 or 5 people to trade together in a team, and that way you can share up to 9 different accounts, both demo and real. So you can have 9 demo and 9 real licenses. How do you get this screen I showed for take profit and loss, or is this different software? Yeah, it's the software I'm showing you is a proprietary software that was developed a while back, that I did for the company I used to own. And so this it's the one you were, I think, referring to, where the this trend and stop. So if you put the stop value on, like right here, then you can see these are called levels. It's an indicator that's part of the software package that's called the Hawkeye level indicator. In this case, it's a ATR base, so it draws the levels of profit based upon the current average true range of price action. So it's always going to be varying. Profit targets are ATR based and not just simple fixed targets. So if you get a big expansion, then these are going to expand as well. And if you do it on a different chart, then you can see that the location, and if I have it loaded, I do not have the indicator loaded on that chart. So it looks like I only have it on this one. Yeah. All this is set up in a template and can be saved. If you currently own the software yourself, I can send you this configuration and then you can have it up and running right away. And none of these indicators are included in our platform. Our platform is just simply that. It's a system, a platform. You have to load your own indicators or software onto the platform itself. So if you have any of your indicators on MT4 or MT5, then you have access to it through MT4Professional, which is a software platform, not an indicator that you use. All right, good questions. I appreciate you guys asking questions and putting those in. Elmiro, did you see how I answered your question already, or do you still need me to show you how to set up the gold US dollar symbol? I'll be glad to do that. Other questions then? Any ideas for strategies that you want me to show? Otherwise, we're out of time. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time and attention. I appreciate it. You guys are always a great audience. I appreciate your time. We do this every 2 weeks. So make sure that you tune in and get registered, because if you sign up and register for one, then you'll get a notification of when the next webinar will come up, and it'll automatically show up with a link to join when you come in. So it's MT4Professional.com. Take advantage of our 14-day free trial to get started right away to see if you can do that. $97 per month. $97 is what you make in one trade. So if you do it across the whole month, then you can see it's quite the deal to do that. So take advantage of the 50% off deal on doing that. MT4Professional.com/trial. If you have any questions, then you can always contact us at support@MT4Professional.com. You guys have a great rest of your day and your week, and I will see you guys around in about 2 weeks. And I hope maybe I'll see you in the Skype chat room as well. Take care, and bye for now.